The morning sky over Yorktown, Virginia, was gray and heavy with smoke. For weeks, cannons thundered day and night, rivers of fire lighting up the night sky as American and French forces closed in on the British stronghold. Inside his tent, General Charles Cornwallis knew the truth. His men were exhausted, outnumbered, and outgunned. The hope of holding Yorktown had crumbled. Across the fields, General George Washington, commander of the Continental Army, stood ready to end a war that had lasted over 6 long years. At around 10 in the morning, the sound of drums echoed across the camp. Not the drums of battle, but of surrender. British troops emerged, carrying white flags. Their march was slow, solemn, and filled with the weight of defeat. On the opposite side, American and French soldiers stood shoulder to shoulder, the victors of a revolution that had once seemed impossible. Cornwallis, too ashamed to appear in person, sent his second-in-command to hand over the sword of surrender. The moment was quiet, but history shifted forever. As the British soldiers stacked their muskets and lowered their flags, the world's most powerful empire had been brought to its knees by farmers, blacksmiths, and dreamers who refused to be ruled. For Washington and his men, it wasn't a moment of gloating. It was relief. Tears, prayers, and disbelief filled the air. The war wasn't officially over yet, but everyone knew. This was the end. 2 years later, the Treaty of Paris would make it official. Britain would recognize the independence of the United States of America. But on that quiet autumn day in 1781, before the ink and the signatures, freedom was already won. A war born from rebellion had given birth to a nation, and from the silence of Yorktown rose the sound of liberty.